Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today's project is to create a double compartment box. This is the box we're making today, and it's got two compartments and it holds two Lindor chocolates. This is the stamp set we're using. It's a celebration host stamp set called Punch Party, and you can earn it for free with a qualifying workshop order of £275 excluding shipping. If you'd like to host a party for your friends, we can do a virtual workshop. All you have to do is contact me at elaine@stampwithelaine.com, and I will arrange to assign you a special host code for you. There are more details on my blog, so if you hop over to my blog in the link below after you watch this video, there'll be more details on there. The stamps in here will coordinate with the rectangular postage stamp, the double oval punch set, which is new, and also the duo pack of heart punches. It will go with this one, this scalloped one. I've only made a selection on this stamp. Used the layering circle dies to die cut that sentiment here for the front of my box. I used this die to die cut the little foiled flowers here for the front of the box, and they are from the Always dies. I decorated the box with the Love You Always specialty paper, 12 by 12 inches, and they come in the Cocoa Rose, Blushing Bride and Sahara Sand. Love You Always specialty DSP, that's been cut at 2 3/4 by 1 1/4, so you need two pieces of that. And for the top of the lid, that's slightly smaller, 2 3/4 by 1 inch. Then I also used the Love You Always foil paper. This is in Rococo Rose, I think that's Blushing Bride, and a sort of champagne type gold foils. But there's 2 sheets each of this foil in a pack, so there's 6 sheets in all, and we're going to be using this colour and that colour. We need 2 pieces of Love You Always foil, cut at 2 7/8 by 1 3/8 for the front and the back. Then for the lid, it's slightly narrower, and that's 2 7/8 by 1 1/4. The other items I'm using is the Blushing Bride metallic ribbon and basic rhinestone jewels. I'm also going to be using the heart charms. They're about 20 in the box. Sahara Sand ink and the detailed trio punch. To make the box, you start off with a 6 by 6 inch piece of cardstock, and you want to score at 1/2 inch. I'm going to get my scoreboard. It's much easier to see this way. So you score at 1/2 inch, then at 1 3/4 inches, 3 1/4 inches, and 4 1/2 inches. Then rotate it clockwise with the 1/2 inch score at the top. You score it a tad under 1 1/2 inches. So that's buttered right up to the corner. Just move it along just a tad and score at 1 1/2 inches. Rotate it 180 degrees, so the 1/2 inch score line is at the bottom. Butt it up to the corner and then just move it to the right just a tad, so it's a little less than 1 1/2 inches. And that's all your scoring done. Grab a bone folder and reinforce those score lines. With the 1/2 inch score line at the top, you want to cut from this square up to the first score line. Okay, and the same with this side. Rotate your cardstock 180 degrees so that the 1/2 inch score line is at the bottom, and you want to cut from here to the 3rd score line. Do the same for this side, the opposite side, so cut straight up across 3 score lines, like so, and then neaten up the edges. So when it's cut, you have this panel here, 2 long panels here and 1 short panel here, and this is the base of your box, this is the front, that's the back, and that's the top and the lid. Bend these 2 sections back, the long flaps, and then offer this up into the corner rounder of your detailed trio punch, and punch round off the corners at the top. Put tearing tape on these 2 flaps. And mitre the ends like so, and do the same for this side. Now this, if you look at it from the side, I haven't glued it all the way to the top, because you need to leave a gap so that the flap of the lid will tuck into the box like so. Okay, so you want to measure sort of like 1/4 of an inch, so I'll do it by eye, so only do it sort of halfway down. And then this will be the back of the box. I'm going to put adhesive here just to shy of the score line. Okay, remove the tape from these flaps, fold it over and glue it together. So glue this piece to the front. So this is the front. The narrow piece is the lid, top of the lid, which is here. Oh, forgot something. Cut, say, about 1.5 inches of the Blushing Bride metallic ribbon. Fold it over. Make sure that's in the middle. Put another piece on top. Then glue the metallic piece on top. And then glue the back. I forgot to press record. Now we need to adhere this to the box. So I'll adhere the one for the lid first. Take off the adhesive backing. And then glue the back piece. Now be mindful, if your pattern paper has got a direction, then make sure it's facing the right way. That's the back, and this is the front. Make sure it's straight and there's an even border all round. I've used double-sided tape on this because I'm gluing it onto foil and glue can get a bit messy. I'm removing all the backing tape from the back of the box. Okay, so put these in the middle and make sure they are straight and behind the score line. Alright, and then glue that together and get a bone folder and make sure that's securely glued together. Then you want to remove the tape on the front of the box. And the reason why I've put layers of designer paper or foil paper and stuff is because it strengthens the front of the box. So then all you have to do is attach that to the front and do the same. Make sure it's pressed down properly, and then you can tuck that in to close it. To put your fingernail in first, like so, and there you go, your box is done. Just got to decorate it. Now I want to cut these little flowers, so I only cut off enough foil for the project, because with foil any marks on your cutting plates will transfer onto the cardstock and it will show. So I'm going to use the mini cutting machine. That consists of platform 1, and then you've got two number 2 cutting plates. I'm going to position that slightly off the platform 1 because if you stack all the plates together it's a bit difficult to run it through the machine. But if you put that number 2 plate, the first number 2 plate set back a little from the platform 1, and then place the second platform 2 flush with the platform 1, then it will go through quite easily. Okay, it will just bite and you won't have any problems. Just a little tip, you need to flip your plate every time you use it so that it doesn't bow. Bring in my Stamparatus and place my cardstock in here, and I'm going to ink up this stamp. And it's this bit that I want. Now you can use the layering circle dies to cut out this portion here, and then cut out another circle in the foil as a matte layer for that. So I'm going to use many dimensionals on the back of my flowers, but I've found that I still need to trim it off a little bit, otherwise it will show. I'll also put some on the back of the this little circle. I've put dimensionals on the back and removed the backing tape. Now I have to center this onto the foil, like so. Put adhesive on the back and attach it to my box. Now I can attach the flowers and add the rhinestones. And lastly, very carefully put Tombow glue on the back of this heart. And then very carefully stick it on top here. Pop some of these chocolates in. They are really yummy, and they will fit 3 in. Now before I go, I'll also show you some of the ones I made in metric. The metric one is a lot smaller, as you can see. This is the imperial measurement, this is the metric, and the metric is out of a 12 by 12 centimeter sheet of paper, and you score at 1, 3.5, 6.5 and 9 centimeters. Rotate it so 1 centimeter score line is at the top, and you score just under 3 centimeters. Rotate it 180 degrees and repeat it. Score just under 3 centimeters and cut with the short side on top, the 1 centimeter score line at the top. You just cut up to the first score line on these two outer squares, rotate it 180 degrees, and you cut up the first, second, up to the third score line from the bottom up with the 1 centimeter score line at the bottom. I've also got one larger one made with a 24 by 24 centimeter sheet. All the measurements will be on my blog, so if you want to hop over there you can find the measurements. And then this one is an imperial, and that's made with the Forever and Always bundle, so that's quite a big box. And this one, it holds several Lindor chocolates, and I love these ones, it's so cute. Isn't that cute? And this one is from the Tag stamp set. I just chopped it up and decorated it that way. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. All the links are below this video in the show more section, and you can read more about it and get the full measurements from my blog. The link to my blog post is also below. Thanks for joining me. Bye!